Hello everybody, my name is Amanandika Prasetyo and my partner is
I am Ahmad Taufik Sarohidayat.
and we are from 24 BCI, Amikom Jakarta, and today we are gonna discussing about impact of US tariff policies on Indonesia and strategic recommendation. So the first impact in political, how import or export tariff policies issued by the United States affect political stability in Indonesia. US tariff on Indonesian export can lead to domestic political tension. Key sectors such as textile, electronics, and palm oil may face economic stress, which in turn can result in job losses and unrest among affected workers. This puts pressure on the government to respond swiftly and effectively, especially if communities begin to express dissatisfaction through protests or organized demands. For instance, if palm oil export are restricted to the tariff, farmers in Sumatra and Kalimantan who rely heavily on international buyers may push back against government. They perceive as ineffective. The situation could also influence Indonesian foreign policy alignment, as the country may seek to balance its diplomatic and trade interests between Western and ASEAN partners. So what the government action? The first one, engage diplomatically with US to seek tariff exemptions or trade deals. The next one is to strengthen ties with other economic powers like China, India, and Europe. The last one is increase involvement in regional trade blocs like RCEP or CPTPP. The next impact is in economy. How the impact of such tariff policies on Indonesian economy? Tariff imposed by the United States increase the cost of Indonesian goods in American market, making them less competitive. As a result, export volumes may decline, leading to reduced foreign exchange earnings. This can weaken the rupiah, contribute to inflation, and slow economic growth. For example, a drop in textile export due to higher US import duties can cause reduced factory output in West Java, one of the country's main manufacturing regions. The decline in export also impacts investment flows, especially in industries that are dependent on global value chains. If left unaddressed, this effect could hinder Indonesia's goal of achieving high and sustained economic growth. So the strategies to reach 8% growth is diversity export to value-added sectors like electronics and batteries. The next one is invest in infrastructure to reduce logistic costs. The next one is upskill labor through vocational and STM education. And then to improve ease of doing business to attract FDI. The last one is promote and support SME export capabilities. And the next impact is in social. So how tariff policies can affect the welfare of Indonesian people. The social consequences of tariff-related disruptions are closely tied to employment and income levels. If export-oriented industries contract, thousands of workers may lose their job, especially in labor-intensive sectors like footwear, garments, and food processing. This will directly impact household welfare and could lead to increased poverty, especially in vulnerable regions. Additionally, reduced earning amongst farmers and factory workers may lead to lower access to healthcare, education, and basic services. Social tensions could rise in urban centers where job competition intensifies. The risk of inequality widening between urban and rural areas would also grow if government interventions are delayed or inadequate. So the solution is expand conditional cash transfers like PKH and implement retraining and upskilling programs for affected workers and improve social insurance access, and the last, promote digital inclusion for rural populations.
So for the fourth one is technology. How tariff policies can affect the innovation and the adaptation of technology in Indonesia. Tariff barriers can discourage the importation of advanced technologies and equipment required for industrial development. Indonesian firms that rely on a component or machinery from the US or other affected suppliers may affect higher costs or delays, limiting their ability to innovate and remain competitive. Furthermore, uncertainty in international trade may cause business to delay investment in research and development. Over time, this reduces Indonesia's ability to advance technologically, particularly in strategic sectors like electronics, automotive manufacturing, and renewable energy. So the step to encourage local innovation is by increasing the national R&D budget to 2% of GDP. Provide tax incentive for local tech investment. Next is develop innovation hubs and tax parks. For the last one is Porter University Industry Collaboration. The fifth one is environment. The impact of tariff policies implemented by the United States is trade restriction can push Indonesia to depend more heavily on natural resource extraction to compensate for lost revenues. For instance, if palm oil exports are limited, producers may clear more land to increase yield and cut costs, which contributes to deforestation and biodiversity loss. There is also a risk of reverting to fossil fuel export like coal to make up for trade deficits, which could increase carbon emission under climate goals. Without strong sustainability policies in place, Indonesia's long-term environmental objective may be compromised in favor of short-term economic stability. Sustainable economic integration is such as invest in renewable energy such as geothermal solar. Next is implement carbon pricing and mechanism. And the next one is expand reforestation and conservation efforts. For the last one is promote eco labels for sustainable export. Sixth of the last one is legal law. The legal aspect of tariff policies imposed by the United States from the legal standpoint, unilateral US tariff action may breach World Trade Organization, or we call it WTO agreement if they deem arbitrary or protectionist. This presents an opportunity for Indonesia to challenge such policies through formal dispute mechanism. However, the legal process at the WTO can be lengthy and politically sensitive. Even when ruling in favor of Indonesia, implementation and enforcement remain complex. This challenge highlights the importance of strengthening Indonesia's legal intuition and trade negotiation capacity to protect its national interest in global policy. The legal action is challenge tariff via WTO dispute resolution. The next is strengthen bilateral investment treaties or BITS. The last one is provide legal aid to exporter for compliance. So next is the strategic recommendation. The first one, trade strategy. The first one is expand trade with Asia and Africa, integrate into regional supplies. For example, is EV and semiconductors. Second, industrial policy. There is develop local value chains. For example, is nickel for EV batteries, and then support industrial park. For example, is Morowali. The third one, digital economy. Empower MSMEs through digital platforms and support startup with brand and services. The fourth one, green growth. Achieve to 23% renewable energy target. Use ESG bonds and PPPs for green project. Legal for the last one, legal and institutional strengthening, create a trade defense agency, and actively participate in multilateral forums.
So the conclusion is, US tariff policies pose challenges, but with strategic reforms in trade, industry, technology, and sustainability, Indonesia can achieve 8% economic growth and transition into a developed nation by the 2040s. And that's all our discussion. And see you guys next time.